Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here from CinemaSound.com. Today we're going to be using both the urban and European ambience libraries from Boom in Adobe Audition to create some great ambiences, a little more advanced editing techniques to picture. You can get this Boom library for 15% off only at CinemaSound.com as a member. So there's a link below to show you where you can become a member, get your code, and get it for 15% off. Let's go. All right, we're here in Adobe Audition, and if you've never opened Adobe Audition, I invite you to come purchase our product Adobe Audition 1, 2, 3, which will take you from, I've never opened it, I don't know how it works, all the way to great facility after only a few hours of watching and practice. So we're here, we've got some picture up, we've got some dialogue, and some space to drop some ambiences. Let's take a look at this scene briefly. This is from a pilot called Blade of Honor.
If you're like this, then it must be bad.
And there's music.
When are we back?
10. Terps tried to get into the port weapons locker, burned down 4 of them.
So obviously without ambiences, this is kind of a lousy scene. Of course, there's no Foley or sound effects or anything like that, but let's just talk about ambiences. If I go over here to Files, I've already preloaded some cool files from the Boom library. Some of these are from Urban. This is their Urban library, and some of these are from their European library. I've got tracks here that I've already placed in stereo, because I'm using the stereo versions because we streaming, yo, where I'm going to be dropping these. And you can see up here where I've already placed cut points in the marker window for where the picture cuts. In fact, if we go back here, we'll take a look and you can see these cut points are just frame accurate. Here it comes, just big spaceships, yay, and cheer. Kaboom! We're into the cut. So this is what we want to do with ambiences. And ambiences, generally speaking, we want to cut 1 frame ramp up or a 2-frame crossfade if you're butting them together like this. So let's take, I've already kind of pre-chosen some of these. Let's just take this Urban Trains Freight Train Yard. We're going to drop this in here like this. And we'll just solo this track. We'll take a listen to it. Which sounds pretty cool. I mean, what we're trying to do is create some kind of an engine where they're on a bridge of a spaceship and some kind of cool Zulu engine sound. But unfortunately, I mean, if you were doing a freight train yard for your film, this would be great. But this sound here. But that ain't gonna fly here when they're in hyperdimensional space. Neither will the bell ringing. That stuff, that dog don't hunt. But we love this sound because we know we can process it and make some cool stuff. So we want to just cut. I'm going to hit the time tool up here, and we want to just do a little cutting and get rid of stuff. Now what I'm going to do, because I have some key commands set up, is in Audition, when you select one of these things and hold down Shift and hit Delete, it kills everything. This shift here, I have to actually hit Command K first to make the incision, and then hit Shift Delete, and notice that it brought this over, so I don't have to click and drag and all this stuff. Let's see what's on the other side of this. Cool, there's no bell sounds. And then it shows up again here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut, and then Shift Delete. You're still there. And more train noise. So let's just take a listen at high speed here. I'm using JKL. And it sounds like we're good. From about here, we're going to hit this, Shift Delete, and continue at high speed. If we zoom out, you can see I only really need to fill a few minutes, maybe a couple minutes. Now, one of the great things about the Boom library is that these sound, I mean, look how long this thing is. We already cut chunks out of it, and you can see it's 5, 6, almost 6 minutes long worth of ambiences, which is really, really helpful. A lot of ambience libraries give you 30 seconds, and you're on your way, which is a drag. High speed. Okay, I don't hear any bells there. We're just going to kill this stuff here. Command K, Shift Delete, thank you so much. And we're going to go high speed. Wait, where's the bell there? Yeah. You can hear that thing dinging away. We're going to cut and delete. Cool. Lots of that. And 2 more just for good measure, just because that's what they want to do. 2 more. We're going to do this, and Shift Delete, of course, bring it over. High speed. No bells. Nobel Prize. Our cut point is way over here. Obvious train whistle here. And they run up the noise of the engines, which we love because we're going to use those for our own purposes. But no bells, which is great. And it looks like we're good all the way there. We're going to jump to the next cut point, again, which is a key command that I've set up. We're going to cut this and get rid of the rest. Now, this stuff here, we need to crossfade because otherwise it's just going to sound like this. One of the great things about Adobe Audition is you just slide over some of these little bits here and you get those crossfades built in. Just like that, which is really handy. I think I got another cut in here. There it is. Good, and we're going to just drag this over here. Let's just double check how these are going. They don't have to be super accurate because they're going to be way down in the mix. Yeah, we might just make these a little bit longer after all. Maybe a little like this, a little like this. Okay, what we need to do now is add 1 frame to the beginning of this so that we have the ability to crossfade up, which is our rule. I'm here at 1:18:15:00. All right, so now we're just going to drag it over a frame. We've zoomed in pretty far. We're looking down here at the time code to find out where the 23 is, right about there. And then we just drag this over like that. It's pretty close. And then we take this is called the fade in, and we make a nice little fade to it. We zoom way back out. Nice. Now we're going to go to the other marker. Over here, we're going to do the same thing. Zoom out. We're going to find, now we're at 1:20:29:10. We want 1:20:29:11, right about there. And then we're going to bring this over. Cool. Do this. This is why markers are so very important. Yep, nice. Cool. So now we have our single edit here where we're taking out the noise of the bells and the other stuff. Let's add another layer. Let's see. I think I pre-listened to some of these. Let's listen to them ourselves here for a second. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Same thing. Different frame rate. That's a little too weird, Zulu. A little too similar. I think I'm going to use this, the School Sports Hall Empty Quiet 2.0. And we're going to go back to the session. Now this shouldn't have much reasons to edit it. Let's see here. Now it looks great. We're going to solo this. And now that we have an edit point here on the train, we can just line this up. One of the great things about the Boom library is if you've listened to the Cinema Sound Education, you know I'm always complaining about how Ambience libraries give you a fade up, which is like, why? I don't want a fade up ever on any Ambience library or sound effects library. No, thank you. So there aren't any fade ups, which is lovely. Check this out now. I can just happily fade with confidence. Nice. All together. Oh, well, let's go back to the top. Cool. Together, we can bring down the train. Let's do a little processing. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Effects Rack. First thing I'm going to do is add a little EQ, a lot of EQ. We're going to take some of those high frequencies out with a low-pass filter. Let's zoom. Oh, we're already on solo. Something like this, with a little of this, and a lot of this, so we can really get the sound and the feel of those engines rumbling, even though it's a spaceship. We love locomotives. You can see we're really rolling this off, maybe a little bit less, just to get some of those high frequencies. And let's also add some modulation, maybe a chorus. A chorus or two. Maximize voices. Feedback. Whoa, that's a lot. Spread. Big widespread. Modulation depth. Now we got a little Zulu action. Let's check out the other one. I like that. We're going to add, again, EQ. EQ is kind of always our basic. But this time we're going to roll off the lows. We're going to go the opposite direction. Take some of the lows out. We're going to take the high frequencies up to compensate. Now, if you were doing this in surround, you could add this for your surround sound, while the main library sound, or the locomotive sound, was in the front. Maybe a little 800 hertz for some honk. A little bit lower. You can hear it's got a little funny bits up there, which is cool. Now we put them together. We'll mix them. I think I also want to add some low frequency help here. It's called low air. If you've used it, you know exactly what I'm about to do. Here's stereo. Hi. There we go. And if you're on good headphones, you can hear how pretty dope this is. Lots of low frequencies. Woo! Probably give this. Woo! Now we've got a pretty awesome ambience situation from some boom library stuff. Let's listen to it all together.
We recognize them right away. They're
from the top.
If you're like this, then it must be bad.
And we're in love with our ambiences, so we obviously want to turn them down.
If you're like this, then it must be bad.
When are we back?
10. Terps tried to get into the port weapons locker, burned down 4 of them.
How many left?
You can hear the engines moving.
You know, we have better ships, better
and
tactics, more powerful weapons. But you can't beat an enemy that knows your every move, right? Spy, they say. Impossible. We can't even decipher their language, but we recognize them right away. They're animals.
Just some simple mixing.
I don't know, maybe they are precogs.
And now we got plenty of room for the music, even though the ambiences are in there. You don't even know they're there now.
If you're like this, then it must be bad.
When are we back?
10.
We'd have to mix
Terps
this
tried
one
to get
because
into the port weapons locker.
That locomotive is a little, you know, it comes up and down. We can also just add a little compression to it. We can, instead of the hard limiter, compression. Multiband, probably one of the best multiband compressors in the world.
If you're like this, then it must be bad.
When are we back?
10. Terps tried to get into the port weapons locker, burned down 4 of them.
How many left? You know, we have better ships, better tactics, more powerful weapons.
Boom! It's the Boom Library. There's so much possibility with these libraries that is just not available anywhere else. Again, at cinemasound.com, as a member, which you can get for free, is 15% off. You get this cool code. And if this video has been of any value to you at all, please subscribe to this channel and come visit us at cinemasound.com. Just browse around. We've got hundreds of blog posts and articles on ambiences, sound effects, music effects, dialogue, everything. And again, if you're a member, you get 15% off. Until then, we'll see you in post.
Even if it's where you're stuck.